Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video. This is another 6x8 pocket page. However, you will notice there are no pockets here. This is going to be a full 6x8 page for this one. This is another layout from my Denver trip. So what I am scrapping here is just this postcard. We were allowed to take pictures in the exhibit, so if you've watched any of my other layouts in this series, you know I have plenty of pictures of it, but this was far better than any picture I could get, really. Very, very artistic looking, of this painting. And obviously it's going to cover up this part in the back, but it is official from the Denver Art Museum. And I love this painting, so I wanted to feature it. And I've already picked out this paper that I think will work. What's interesting is, I hope the camera shows it here, it's kind of got a geometric hexagon looking pattern in the back, which is so not like what Degas does. It's very sort of mysterious brushstrokes here. We don't have geometric patterns happening. That's part of what the Impressionists did, is it was very soft. The lines are hazy, kind of a thing. So I thought it was a nice juxtaposition, and I frankly just like the color. So I wanted to use that. And then I like that it's got these kind of dots randomly around. It gives it kind of a nice feeling similar to this. And so that's all I have so far. Obviously this is too big, so I'm going to have to cut this to fit the paper. And I'll probably cut off from this side because there isn't much to see here. There's some dead space. I really want to feature the dancers. So I think I'm going to have to cut it on this side, and cutting it down to the right size will be my first step here. I've cut down the postcard now so that it will be the right width to go on this. This is the extra that I had left, and I was just thinking, oh, throw it away, obviously. But no, I think I may save it and see if there's any way I can work this in somehow in a different layout. Since it's got that nice impressionist kind of background happening here, I'm gonna save it. You never know. But I will glue this down, and then I will go on to whatever comes next. So I have glued this down, and I did it a little off center because I think I might want to put some kind of embellishments down here. And when I was looking at it, I think I also want to do some washi. So I have picked out some potential colors here. This is what I have. Now I was going for maybe this blue here. Let me hold that up to the camera. However, I find this hard to believe, but with all the blue shades I have, I don't have one that I think will really work well with this. It's either much too dark, like a navy, or it's a brighter blue, almost like a royal blue. That does not go here. So that lets me know too, I need to go buy some washi that's in this color. But so I picked out these instead. I have kind of almost a mustard color or a maize color here. I thought maybe with this in the background, that might work. I have two pinks. This one first, which just has a metallic dot, which it certainly would match, but that's a lot of pink. So I'm just not sure, but I like the metallic part, that maybe it would bring out a little bit more vibrancy there. And then same thing here. This is the same kind of, I think these are actually from the same set. They sure look like it. But there's metallic in here as well, but there's this kind of funky pattern, which I really like, against the pattern in the paper that's so subtle, and against all the little splotches of paint here. So I really like this one. And then I went with just a gold stripe. There isn't really gold in here other than this kind of tone, the more yellowy tone back there. But I thought, again, maybe it would bring out some of the hair, or again, almost a metallic look to break up all the softness. So I'm not sure, but I'm gonna mess around with these four and just see how they look, and then I'll decide which one I like the best. I decided to use this one after I played around with them. And originally I had washi going all the way across, evenly, top and bottom. And then I decided I didn't like that. It was too uniform, whereas again, with Impressionism, it's very, sort of not clear edges. They're a little fuzzy, a little hazy. Your eye has to work a little harder to pick them out. And so I thought, well, then wouldn't it look better to have this with more of a jagged, rugged edge? So I tore off some, and I really like that better. So that's what I'm going with at this point. Now I need to find some phrase labels or little embellishments, ephemera of some kind to decorate the rest of the page. So that is my mission at this point. I pulled out my handy dandy bucket of stuff, little embellishment things again, to try to find something that would work. Whoops, come back. There we go. And what I found was this little piece here. It says Chasing Dreams. And I think that would work here, that these are dancers pursuing their dreams of being ballerinas. Now, once again, it's not exactly the right blue, but when you place it away from it, I think it brings out the blue, even though they're not exactly the same hue. Ooh, you know what? I kind of like that up there. Maybe that's going to go up top. And then I'll figure out some stuff for the bottom. Let me just play around with it. Yeah, I don't like the blue on the blue. That covers up the edge of the washi, which I don't like. Don't know how I feel about it down there. I think it's going to be up here, kind of either overlapping like that or like that. I'll mess around with it and I will get that adhered and we'll just see how it goes. I decided to use some pop dots here. You can see them under there to raise this up a little bit. I like the 3D look of it because everything else will more than likely be flat. So I did do that there. And then I remembered I have this little package of tiny, tiny word phrases here. They're just phrases. And look at, they're almost the exact color of this. So I'm gonna go through here and see what I can find that will work with this postcard. Well, I found not one, not two, but 3 phrases that I like. I found create something beautiful, never forget this, and do more of what you love. So I'm going to figure out how to arrange these down here. I'll adhere them and then I'll be back. Here it is with the phrases on there. So top to bottom, I went do more of what you love, create something beautiful, and then never forget this down in the corner. So I've got a grouping of 3, which I like. But you know what else I think this needs? I think it needs some color shine from Heidi Swapp right here in gold. So I'm going to just splatter that around the edges here. Actually, you know what? Let's start with this way. You gotta shake it up. If I were Adele, if anybody watches Inky Quill, she does her little song when she does Heidi Shine. But guess what? I am not gonna sing for you today. Sorry. All right, I have placed a little mask here so that I don't get any on the postcard in that area, hopefully. So now I am just going to splatter up in the top right there. And I don't know how everybody else does it, but I tend to shake off a lot because I don't want big globs if I can help it. I just want nice little ones. There we go. Yeah, like that. There. So that'll be the upper right. We'll let that dry. And then down here. And let me think of how to do this here. Maybe like so, so that I only get this area. All right, here we go again. There, that's probably good. Let's see how that looks. Remove the mask. Move that out of the way, and then we can see our gold in the upper right and the lower left. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So I feel like I need bling though, or something. Do I need a rhinestone? Let me go off camera and decide if I need rhinestones here, and then maybe I'll finish up this one. I am not going to do rhinestones because when I pulled these out to look at them, this is so not the right blue to go with that. This pink is really, really too dark. And then I tried with just a clear one. I threw that back in here and I don't know where it went. But I tried with just a clear one and I didn't like the way that looked either. So I'm not going to do these. So we'll just put those back in there. And then I remembered that I had some sequins that I just bought. These are from 28 Lilac Lane, which is from Buttons Galore and more. And look at these. How gorgeous are those? Now, these little hearts in here are really more of almost a coral color, but so is some of this in here. So I think it might be passable. So if I just take one of these little hearts here and put it down on there, I think maybe that would work. Then it makes me want to do some up here, but I don't want to overdo this. So I'm going to start with this one, see how I feel about it, and then maybe I might tuck some under here somewhere, not sure. But I'll start with this and then make up my mind about this area. I did add the sequins and I used my mono multi-liquid glue. It's got a fine point on this end, if you've never used this before, and then it has the thicker end on this one. Gotta be honest, I never use that end. I always use it for the fine tip. And I've attached sequins using that before and they've all stayed on so far anyway. So I went with it this time as well. So you can see here, I did a little one here, two over here just kind of peeking out. And then I had this one, and then there's just a teeny tiny one down there. That's one of the things I love about these particular sequins is they come with multiple pieces. Like it's hard to see right here, but there are actually little stars in there as well. And then these tiny, tiny pieces right here. So you really get a nice mix of those. So if you're looking to get into some sequins, this might be a good place for you to look. So anyway, back to the layout. This is done. I don't think I'm going to do anything else with this one. I love the Heidi shine on it. I love the sequins, the washi. I really love everything about it. So it's done. Thanks for watching, everyone.